A person is said to exhibit arrogance if they have a personality trait characterized by an excessively inflated opinion of their self-worth. People are considered arrogant when they behave in a manner that suggests they are better, more deserving, and more important than others. As a result, they tend to insult others and put them down. On the other hand, they yearn for the adoration and respect of those around them. They want to be recognized and praised not only for the wonderful things they have accomplished but also for their exceptional qualities and skills. People frequently criticize others because of their fears and jealousy, and they then project those feelings onto those around them to feel better about themselves or superior. In the past, I had an encounter with a boastful individual who showed absolutely no regard for the emotions of others. At midnight, I was traveling down a desolate highway by myself when I noticed an automobile in front of me that was sitting still. After giving it a closer look, I spotted a man gesturing for me to come to a halt. At first, I was cautious due to the worry that I might be taken hostage or hijacked. However, out of compassion for him and putting myself in his place, I could not help but think about what would have happened if his car had broken down and he had no other way to get home. I prepared for the worst while holding out hope for the best outcome. I came to a stop close to the car that was sitting there. After we welcomed one another, I discovered that, contrary to what I had initially believed, the man was in critical need of assistance. This realization put an end to my fears. He gave me his name, Maxwell, and proceeded to tell me about the hardship he had been through after suffering a flat tire and running out of gas in the middle of nowhere. Maxwell had tried to get assistance from several passing cars, but no one had stopped for him. It is possible that people mistook him for someone who was acting maliciously. We brainstormed many ideas to safely get the car out of the accident area. We disregarded the rules and laws governing traffic to move the damaged vehicle to a more secure location, after which we began talking to one another on a more personal level, which was the catalyst for our friendship. After several years, my close friend Maxwell decided to run for an elected position in our region. I supported him and used all my powers and resources to help him win the election. I was certain that my strong friendship with him would have helped me acquire a position with the federal government that was more advantageous. Initially, he assisted me in securing lucrative posts within the government. 3 months later, Maxwell turned his back on me and humiliated and threatened me in front of my other friends. Since he was my supervisor, I occasionally sought his counsel, but Maxwell always declined, even when other authorities were present. I felt as though my efforts were being disregarded. After spending several days immersed in introspective contemplation, I approached Maxwell to inquire about why he undervalued me. When I asked him for an explanation as to why he was acting so arrogantly and cruelly, he answered by saying that he was my boss and that if I wanted his job, I should have put in the effort and used the resources available to me to get to the same level as him. He arrogantly told me that he never compelled me to back him, that my decision to do so was my own, and that now it was time for me to deal with the repercussions of those decisions. I was fuming with rage and irritation, and I made up my mind that I would figure out a way to teach Maxwell a lesson. I gathered all of his adversaries and voiced my criticism of his leadership. Consequently, Maxwell was demoted, and I was promoted to fill his former role. Pride and arrogance are like two brothers that work together to knock someone down faster than anyone could have predicted. While pride walks a fine line between being self-assured and having some self-esteem, particularly about one's previous accomplishments, on the one hand, and having an inflated opinion of those accomplishments, arrogance disregards all caution when displaying those achievements in front of others. In conclusion, arrogance makes almost everyone uncomfortable when the individual in question is nearby. In reality, the only people who care about this person are those who, for whatever reason, look up to him. These people could be his direct family or his employees. They are the ones who are compelled, at least briefly, to suffer his condescending views in order to get the complete pleasure of being in his company. Maxwell is unlikely to be able to integrate with the group of people who could help him improve in life since they would not tolerate his rudeness. Unfortunately for him, the further he climbs the social ladder, the more arrogant he becomes, eventually separating him from most people. Regardless of how talented and skilled he is in his industry, there is still a chance that he will pass up opportunities that come his way. This and many other essays are available at studycorgi.com.